Right, well, here we are at the Stockbridge Fete. It's a lovely sunny Sunday afternoon. We've got Tim Yeates, manager of Stockbridge FC. Tim, can you tell me what's going on here today?
Well, this is our annual fundraising event. The ex-Saints have been coming for a number of years now, and they originally helped to set up what you see today, the pitch and everything. You know, they're just a bunch of ex-Saints. They work for charity, and they come along every year. We're pleased they come along. And they help us to raise money, which we can't do without, unfortunately.
Exactly. So who's going to be here from the ex-Saints today?
Well, the notable name is Hugh Fisher. Turns up every year, and unfortunately for them, they have a large squad, and of course it's availability, holiday season, all that sort of thing. So you never actually know who you're going to face until they line up. So
the new season's just started. When was your first match? Yesterday, or?
Well, we've got a couple of friendlies, and the season starts on Saturday. So this coming Saturday. So and this is a good opener for us. To come and play against ex-professional sounds, has-beens, but they're good players, and they give us a good run for our money.
Here we are outside the ex-Saints dressing room with Stuart Williams. He's the manager of the ex-Saints. Stuart, what's going to happen this afternoon? It's going to be a good match.
I would hope so. The weather's good, and we had a look at the pitch. The pitch is very good as well. Unfortunately, we're a bit depleted today because of holidays and that. So we just keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best, and hope we can put on a good show and the people enjoy the game. But obviously, we play to win. I mean, we don't like losing, even though they're friendlies. But if we lose, so what? I mean, there's nothing lost.
It's a good cause. It's a good charity event this afternoon.
That's right.
That's the main thing.
That is the main thing, yeah. That is the main thing.
Well, I think your guys are looking very fit in there. Look a bit too fit for me, to be honest, but they keep themselves together.
You're only comparing with yourself. They're not, actually.
Start at 4 o'clock. Kick off by the Stockbridge team. And the Saints team, Mick Donovan in goal, Steve Graham, Ian Knight, Keith Ryan and Wayne Thompson midfield, Chris Attwood, Hugh Fisher, Dennis Spring, Kevin Daughtry, Pat Earls and Gary Wheatcroft.
You never treat a game like this as anything other than serious. Nobody likes to be turned over on the day, so we all treat it seriously and have a great time.
You've got all these ex-Southampton players playing this afternoon, so...
Yeah, I do know a few of them. I've done a few of their games before, so it's quite enjoyable for everybody concerned.
But it's a full 45 minutes each.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, we'll play 45 minutes each way, yeah.
So, well, anyway, have a good game, and we'll see you rushing around the field.
Oh, well, I don't know about that, but I'll be out there. Enjoy the game, lads. Okay, that's all we've got to say. Come and chat to me. You are, lads. Red pick.
Fantastic match this afternoon, really enjoyable. 3-3, right?
Brilliant, yeah, the lads done well considering the age of us, yeah. We ran out of steam at the end there, but yeah, it was a good cause, yeah, and all for charity. It was very enjoyable.
Yeah, I saw you did some really good stuff over there. Dazzling them all with your expertise.
Yeah, the old legs keep going, Grecian 2000.
So what are you up to now? What are you doing now?
Oh, I actually worked, believe it or not, in the booze game, yeah.
Really?
Selling booze. Most of us turn to that, don't we? Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Following on from the past.
You enjoy doing these sort of charity games?
It's terrific, isn't it? And it's all for charity. I think today's for the Stockbridge Club, isn't it? I think the cash is going there, right. And good luck to them. There's some good players there, and hope they have a good season.
Do you do many of these games at all?
We do indeed, yeah. We enjoy them. It's nice to see some old colleagues and have a pint together and reminisce about old times.
So what's it like playing a charity game against the ex-Saints? Is it good fun?
It's a privilege, really.
Do you learn a lot lot from these people on.
Yeah. You learn not to chase them around.
Yeah. Obviously they're older guys, but they seem to make it look quite easy with the way they just pass the ball around.
The basics are there, the control and the ability to pass, which some of us amateurs haven't got.
That's right. So what do you do normally?
Shift manager at the TSB.
At TSB? Yeah. Oh, fantastic. That's fine. But you enjoy playing these games?
Yeah.
You have a good time. Anyway, thanks very much for talking to us. Cheers.
On our way up the stairs to go up to the roof.
Yeah, I think it's probably easier going down actually. Welcome to Town Television.
I've organised this with the help of Tug Wilson, who's in the army posted at Monkston. Tug approached me and said he'd like to do an abseil for the hospice, and it's just a matter of finding the right building and getting people silly enough to do it. We've managed to get about 40 people and they've all been sponsored. We've got one lady who's got over £300, so we're hoping to raise about £2,000 for the hospice today.
And the hospice is?
It's at Andover, the Cancer Brecknock House, which is attached to the War Memorial Hospital at Andover. We've been open nearly 3 years, and we cover most of the Andover area and Winchester as well.
And is this the first time all you girls have ever done this? Or has some of you had a bit more experience?
No, a couple of the boys, I think, have done it before, and all we've done is had a quick practice off the hospice roof, which was about a third this height and not quite so difficult.
And now this is Jean Mills here. Come in, Jean. Now Jean's about to go, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Mm-hmm. How are you feeling at this moment?
Just a bit nervous.
But you're still going to do it, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I've got people sponsoring me, so I should definitely do it.
So how many people have you got sponsoring you?
About 50.
Is this just private individuals or companies?
No,
All private individuals?
Yes.
There's a lot involved here. Make it look as if they're just going off, but if you look at the rope work, I mean, there's lots of anchors going
I followed it.
inside the building.
I followed it all the way, and I knew I'd find you at the end of it.
But at the end of the day, what we don't want to do is somebody not to do it. Because it's the worst thing in the world is somebody comes here, they lean back and say they don't want to do it, because that person then lives for ages.
With fear.
Yeah, but that's the hardest bit, is the technique of actually coaching, getting people to actually do it. And many thanks to Greg's for letting us use this building. It's, many thanks to them.
Thank you as well. Thanks very much. Please don't again.
And then, if I need to go down again, I shall have it.
Town TV's brilliant.
And you enjoyed that?
And I think I enjoyed that.
Brilliant.
Town TV, watch this space. Town TV.
Here we are in this quaint old English village, approaching a pub that we've been told does really good burgers, isn't it right?
Yep, traditional English chef there.
And Claire's come all the way from
America.
Oh, look, there's a reception committee awaiting us. I can just see it now.
It's pretty impressive.
Stars and stripes everywhere. So we're just going to go in and sample some
burgers.
Burgers,
yes.
Burgers. And then we're on to the drive-in movie. But first things first.
That's got to eat first. Outside the White Hart at Penton Mewsey, talking to the chef here, Mr.
Solomon, yeah.
Mr. Solomon, Rewai Solomon is his name. We're very privileged to actually watch him working. He's going to make us an American-style burger in the traditional English way, or something like that. Now, Mr. Solomon, what do you do first?
Okay, we'll start off with the mixture. Using the finest beef, no, not too much fat on it.
Lean.
Okay, yes, very nice. Okay, just break up a little bit. Okay. First we have the some shallots and some chives, just to give a nice little onion flavour. Like that.
Don't worry if you waste too much, doesn't matter.
Very important, some seasoning.
Salt.
Yes.
I can see Tony the cameraman actually.
I know, I'm getting hungry already, but not even cooking yet. Du poivre.
Yes. A little bit of barbecue sauce.
Homemade barbecue sauce, that is.
And the last ingredient is egg, just to bind it in. So let's do it together.
But don't leave the shell in there.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Okay, we'll mix them up. And we've got enough egg in there.
Enough barbecue sauce in there?
Yes, looks quite nice. Nice so far.
Really mixing that up, Tony. Keith Foy wishes is here already, but Freddie's not. But
Lloyd Gretz.
Lovely mince, this lovely mince.
Through the keyhole.
Okay. Okay, my hands are also clean, so I'll see if she'll pass the test of the sticking together.
Of course, you first wash your hands. But you already done that, as you said.
Looks perfect. All right. Now we start put on the heat. Okay, here we go to the top kitchen where we cook our burgers.
It's a long way from Beverly Hills to this kitchen. Penton. Here, where shall I put these empty bowls?
Just over there, be fine.
Okay. I'll get out of the way.
burger.
Okay.
Okay, the first one.
No, I should say, hey man, that's really good. Food. And I'm going to take mine next time. Because I'm very chauvinistic. But you can wait for Claire if you like.
Did you want me to take a great big bite of this? Ready? Will my lipstick go everywhere?
Shall we have our burger?
Wonderful. Cheers.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you for bringing me out for lunch.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Rewind,
Thank you, Steve.
the chef, for cooking.
And thank you, Reweather chef. And thank you to the White Hart at Penton.
Mike and Sue,
and Mike and Sue.
Yeah, for putting up with us all afternoon.
And for all you Town TV viewers, please come along and have some wonderful Sunday lunch. And if you want a burger, I'm sure they'll cook one for you.
Sure they do.
Absolutely delicious. See you up at the Woolworth Industrial Estate for the drive-in. For the drive-in.
Not if I finish it. I think it's going to take me about an hour to eat it. Open-air movie's going to be on Thursday and Friday night. This is for 210 or 210 FM. I've got a lady over here called Diana. I'm going to go and have a chat to her and ask what's going on. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Claire.
Hi, Claire. I'm
Nice to
Diana. I'm
meet
the
you.
promotions manager at 210.
Promotions managers. So this has been all your idea, has it?
Yeah, the promotions team.
Yeah. What made you come up with this idea then?
I've come up with some wilder ones and they wouldn't take them, so they settled on this one. It's a bit tamer.
Yeah. What's some of the wilder ones then?
Well, we'll talk about that
You
off
can't
camera.
tell me.
It wouldn't make it on the radio, so I don't think it'll make it on TV.
So obviously you're American, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah. Where from?
California.
California, nice place to come from.
Yeah.
So is this sort of based on an American theme, would you say?
Well, yeah, we have real ones there. We don't have to construct them on the weekends. So,
Yeah.
So it's quite a big undertaking here, but the guys are doing real well. They've been working hard.
They've got suntan, haven't they? That one at the top has, look. Wish I had a suntan.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, we thought, to be a bit more American style. You're going to have
popcorn, hamburgers, hot dogs, Cokes. We're going to have guys and girls going between the cars, hawking burgers and all kinds of stuff. So
in bikinis and roller skates?
Well, roller skates don't work too well in the
No, bikinis might be a bit chilly at night time, mightn't they?
Maybe just a bit,
They are. So does this make you feel a bit closer to home?
I suppose so. The weather's
Not really.
got it there.
Right, well, I hope it goes well. We're all looking forward to it. How long is this going to take?
It's going to take 2 days to set up the scaffolding system and the screen. Right now, they're putting the backing system for it to hang the screen on. Tomorrow, it's a PVC mat screen that'll be stapled up and pulled as taut as can be so it doesn't billow out in any of the wind. So all in all, it's going to take a good 2 days to set up.
So you've got some American cars turning up for the night then, have you?
Yeah, we do. We have a local man by the name of Dave Palmer who's got his crew cars and crew friends. So we'll have everything from some really rare Mustangs to some 59 Bel Airs, some old Lincoln Continentals.
Chevys?
Yeah, a few of those too.
I don't really know many words. Cadillacs, I know that one's an American one, isn't it?
Yep, Cadillacs.
So how many
too.
altogether do you think there'll be?
The ones that we'll have on display, just a half a dozen to a dozen or so, but we've been guaranteed by a lot of the car clubs around that they're showing up in force on their own, so who knows?
We've been looking
Could be
outside for
packed.
some ourselves.
Yeah.
The weather's nice today, as we can see. Do you reckon it'll hold out till then?
The long-range forecast looks really good. Friday night's late is getting a bit iffy, but I think it'll hold.
I'm a big celebrity back in Beverly Hills. Do you think there's any chance of getting me on screen here?
Yeah, no problem. We're going to have shadow puppet contest beforehand, so I'll get you up there.
So I can just pose a little bit and pretend to be a rabbit or something.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for talking to Town TV.
Since this is Andover Town TV, I'm unfortunately not in Antigua, but I am outside one of the 8,500 chip shops in this country, and not only one of them, but one of the best. and I'm here to try the fish and chips. Hello, Phil.
Oh, yeah.
This looks very good.
Oh, it's all very good.
And good nutritious stuff, not...
yeah, it's very good for you.
Is it really?
It'll take up about 34% of it. It'll give you 34% of your natural nutrition that you need during a daily diet.
And you eat them all the
I
time?
eat them all the time, yeah.
You do?
Lots of times. As much as I can. Usually eat what's left.
Listen to this sound, crew. This is the sound of luscious fish and chips.
Don't worry, you can have some of mine. Don't
pulled
worry.
apart
She's not
and
gonna eat
eaten
them
by me. What's this, cod?
No, that's haddock. That's the one you ordered.
Oh, Phil, tell me about this competition.
Basically, it's all to do with publicising fish and chips, and because we won a competition earlier on during the year for being the best chip shop in the Meridian area, we got nominated to go forward and represent Andover in the UK fish and chip shops.
And when should we hear how you...
Possibly the end of November. It's a long competition, it's very tough. There's up to 8,500 fish and chip shops in the UK, so we've got a lot of fish and chip shops together. Hopefully we'll do quite well out of it.
Oh, I hope so. It's going to be marvellous publicity for you anyway.
That's the whole reason for everything. It's any publicity at all is good for you.
And fish and chips is still as popular as it always has been.
Oh, very popular indeed. It's still the most popular takeaway in the UK. It beats burgers, pizzas, and it tops everyone. Okay, can't wait.
Now, I understand fish and chips have been going on this country for many years. Did they start here or did they...
The fish side of it started here. The chips were introduced in about the 1860s, 65s when the French brought the chip potato over and chipped it, and they both got introduced and then they got paired together.
Can you tell us what happened here? You don't know exactly what happened.
We don't really know exactly what happened, but we turned up and this field of barley stubble was burning. The way we attack it is with beaters. It's hard work, old-fashioned.
Yeah, I saw the guys
very
doing that,
efficient.
but it works, because you couldn't get the water to the side.
That's
That's right. But it could be pretty dangerous if it spreads out of control, I guess.
It certainly can, yes.
Yeah.
The farmer done a first-class job.
Yeah.
He saw the trouble come across with his plough.
Yeah.
Made the fire break for us.
Well, right.
And all we have to do then is sit there and wait till it comes to it and make sure he don't jump across.
So the fire break is the plough coming in, just churning up the...
Yes, that's right. He done a first-class job for us, saved us a lot of hard work.
Yeah, we got out pretty quick, because I saw it about half an hour ago, and it was already going then, so...
Yeah, we had the Land Rover on the way, which gives us the facility to drive in on the fields itself.
Okay.
But when the farmer started ploughing it all up, we've cancelled the Land Rover now, because we feel we don't need the water now.
Brilliant. Okay, we're going to be up next week filming you, hopefully, up at the fire station.
Oh, it's Town TV,
Town
is it?
TV,
Okay,
so
yeah.
We'll see you again then.
Okay then.
Thanks for your time.
All the best.
Okay,
Thanks.
cheers.
Ta-ra.
Who's the leisure manager of the TVBC, and Nikki Blake from Doves. Good morning.
Morning.
So what are you doing here this morning?
We're judging the final competition in our Test Valley in Bloom competition. We have a series of different events for the Andover and different areas within Test Valley, and this is the hanging basket competition that we're judging this morning.
Yeah, and these superb ones behind you here, but
these are the ones provided by the Borough Council itself, but we are looking for a similar sort of effort from the shopkeepers in the High Street and Bridge Street, any of the streets really in Andover to support this effort.
What's the turnout been like for them?
It's been a bit disappointing this year, but we have a few proposals for next year that we'll meet to the shopkeepers, and hopefully they'll take up this offer, and we'll have a lot more hanging baskets next year.
Yeah, I think the council have done a great job on these, and some of the ones at the bottom of the High Street too, so it's really good. So Nikki Blake from Doves. What's
Yeah.
Doves' involvement in
Well,
all this?
Doves originally decided it would be a good idea to sponsor the roundabouts as you come in, and of course they look lovely now, everybody's sponsoring them, and they said they would sponsor the hanging baskets and present the cup, so we've done that for the last 3 years.
So I believe you got this idea going, did you?
Yes, Doves did, yes.
Oh, that's great. So you're enjoying yourself walking around looking at all these hanging baskets?
Well, I said every year I come, the sun comes out, we have a
That's
good
right.
day, yes, and it does, the Andover looks very nice.
So when will the results of all this be known?
We'll have the details sometime next week. That's for all the competitions. That will be published next week.
Okay, well maybe you can read them out on Town TV. So
We'll certainly get somebody to help with that. I'll be on holiday next week.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll sort something out.
Okay.
Thanks for talking to us.
Okay, thank you.
This is Whitchurch, and it's Whitchurch Silk Mill. It's so lovely. I'm here with Mike Fisher, who is the mill manager. He's the weaver, and I'd like to ask you how long you've been here.
I've been here 8 years now, since the Hampshire Buildings Preservation Trust took over the mill when it was in danger of closing.
And the mill itself, how long has that been?
That was built around 1800, and the machinery we're using at the moment was put in about 1890, so it's been here over 100 years, the machines.
And it's still in production.
Yes.
We're going to see from the start to the finish the story
That's
of
right,
the silk mill.
yes.
Super. Well, couldn't be a nicer day for it. It is so beautiful, so peaceful. Do you feel as if you're part of the 18th, 19th century and not of this cruel world?
Well, you say it's peaceful, but when you're in there among the noise of all the looms, you'll see it's not quite so peaceful.
I think that's what we'd better go and find out.
Okay.
Thanks.
So in here we're standing really at the whole heart of the mill with the water wheel. That's the reason this mill was built on this site and has powered the machinery for all these years. There are certain times a year when we have to cut weed in the river, and this is a weed cutting week. And so all the weed picks up by the entrance to the water wheel and clogs the wheel. It should be running a lot faster than this.
And once that's done, what the production speeds up and everything, I suppose.
That's right.
So what's happening here? These are the hanks of silk.
That's right. The silk comes from China in hank form and is first of all sent to our dyers who dye the colours to our specifications. So it's first of all sent out to Suffolk and then returns to us in these hanks, ready for winding onto the wooden bobbins. And that's our first production process.
And that's where it first starts.
Yes.
So these ones are already...
These ones are the demonstration ones here. And so there is the silk. This one's rather tangled because people have been able to handle this.
Oh, I see. And that's really one continuous...
That's right, it's one continuous thread. So if we come through here, we can look more closely at the silk being wound. So the silk comes to us in these hanks, and the end that we wind from is tied to one of these cord ties, so that we can find the end for starting winding. And we start by just putting the hank onto here. And then we're ready to go up onto the machine. One of those has got 150 grams on it, so we're looking at about £3 a hank.
£2 a hank?
Yes.
And then, of course, once the work's been done with the silk...
Yes, I mean, the way it works is that the raw materials represent about 30% of the cost of the final product. The rest is our labour input.
What's happening over here?
That first production process was winding the silk onto these wooden bobbins. The next stage is we put the bobbins on this frame and draw them through these decreasing reeds in that fan-like pattern to wind the warp, the lengthwise threads in the weaving. And it's the warp that's then carried downstairs to the looms downstairs, ready for weaving.
Can we see this moving? Or?
Yes. So the warp you saw being made upstairs is at the back of the loom here. And those are the lengthwise threads that are prepared upstairs.
Yeah.
And then they come forward through the loom, and each one of these needles has got an eye in it.
Right.
With one thread going through each one. And as these lift up and down, so that makes a gap here for the shuttle to be carried across. And that's what carries the weft thread, the crosswise thread through.
So setting this up must take hours and hours, does it not?
It would, yes. To draw each one of those threads through there by hand and then also through this reed by hand would be a week or 2 weeks' work. When we start a new job, we don't need to rethread it completely each time. As long as we're weaving the same quality, and each loom tends to be set up for a particular quality, we can simply join a new warp onto the old one, and that saves a lot of time. But in that warp there are 7,600 threads.
How many people have you got working here?
There's 4 of us on the weaving side.
And then obviously for the visitors.
That's right, yes. There are shop and tea room staff for the visitors and office staff as well that cover the administration, yes.
And if it wasn't for the visitors, you don't really think you'd be going,
No, no. The mill is very much a joint effort in that the weaving sets out to cover its own costs, but nothing more than that. So the general running costs of a building like this have to be supported by the visitors.
It must be one of the very few mills up and running. I mean, it's like a living museum.
Yes. I think the thing that's unique about this mill is that it stayed in production. It didn't close down and then restart as a museum. It's been in continuous production. And that's probably due to 2 people. One is someone called James Hyde, who took on the mill in the 1880s. And he was still running it right through to the 1950s when he died at the age of 92. Coming into work every day over that period. And then also Ted Moss, who retired only in 1985 when I came along, had been here from the 1930s. So there was that type of continuity. Without that, I don't think the mill would have kept going.
Is there anything else on the mill?
Yes, there are other fabrics. I can show you here some upholstery fabrics. This striped fabric is a lot heavier. If you feel this, it's quite a heavy fabric with a rib in it. And this produces a far stronger fabric for upholstery. So this design was commissioned by a London designer for upholsteries in a private house. And is typical of the type of work we do for designers, where they might just give us a colour scheme and we come up with stripes for them to suit their designs. And it's that type of product that people come to us for, because they couldn't have it woven in modern mills that have large minimum orders. And this one is a job that had just come to the end, so we've got this cloth on the front. But if you actually look at the fabric, it's an absolutely transparent fabric.
Oh, it's beautiful. What's that?
And this is used for opera costumes. This went to Milan for the opera house there. And so there's this very fine black silk background with a slightly heavier gold silk stripe in it. And so that would be laying over the top of other fabrics in the costumes.
And we can actually purchase some of this.
Some of these silks are available from our shop, yes. And these are actually very reasonably priced. They're designer silks that are normally sold in London, but we get some seconds here that come at very reasonable
You're open all year, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. So you can come and do your Christmas shopping here as well.
So you don't have to come in, I mean, you can come in and...
No, we're open all year round, Tuesday to Sunday. So we're open every day of the week apart from Mondays, 10:30 till 5. So it means that we're often quite popular at weekends through the winter. If you get one of those
wet, cold.
Well, or one of those sunny January or February Saturdays or Sundays, it's an ideal trip out when so many other places are closed.
Well, I think it's been a real treat. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I really have. Thanks very much.
AB Training works to provide quality training, matching people's skills and potential to the needs of local employers, achieving greater prosperity in the community. AB Training is approved by Hampshire Training and Enterprise Council to operate new horizons for training. AB Training, making skills work.
Peugeot 106 Summer Specials, Key West and Key Largo.
Hello, I'm Derek Baker. 3H Motors, Wayhill Road, Peugeot. Come on up and have a chat.
From the 13th of August, the Square One store, 8 Chantry Way, Andover, is changing its name to Happit. But that is all that is changing. You'll still find the same wide choice of great value clothing, the bargains just as attractive, and the service just as friendly. Happit, 8 Chantry Way, Andover.
Like to eat outside? For great food and fun this summer, come to the Hare and Hounds at Charlton Down, Andover. All the family are welcome. Ring Colin on Andover 75503 to book your table now. We at WindowWise supply and install a wide range of windows, doors and conservatories to suit every need and pocket. Expertly fitted by our own installers and covered by a 10-year insurance-backed guarantee. WindowWise, Newbury Street, Andover. Telephone 333 350.
I'm Reg Presley. Watch this space on Tang TV.
This is Grace Hicks. She's the principal of the school here, and she's also Samantha Britton's instructor, is that right?
Yes,
You are?
yes.
Some other Britain's looking for sponsorship at the moment because she's been offered a place in an academy, which is the Erdang
Academy. I've been given a place at the school after having an audition, and I had an audition for a grant to fund the place, and I wasn't given one. So now, really, we're trying to get some sort of sponsorship or donations to help cover the cost so that maybe I can actually go.
Mm-hmm. Because I suppose it's quite a privilege to be accepted there. How many people do they accept a year?
I think it was about 40 places
So it's
for
not
the
a lot
year.
really, and that's for the whole of England, I would have thought, isn't it?
She needs to now go on so that she's got good competition and not just working because she's one of the oldest pupils I've got here. Yes, I can carry on teaching her for the next couple of years, but she needs to dance something like 4 to 6 hours a day, which she would get at the Erdang Academy. If she stays here, it means she's going to the local sixth form college to do her A-levels. So she'd probably be able to give me an hour and a half, 2 hours a day for her training, which isn't really what she needs if she wants to be a professional dancer, which has been her love for a long time now.
So you want to actually do it full time, sort of, for the rest of your life?
Yeah, hopefully.
Nice. Yeah. How long have you actually been in Andover then?
I've lived in Andover for 9 years next month, and I've been dancing for 7 years.
Mm.
So most of my time in Andover I've danced.
Do you mind me asking how old you are now?
16.
16, so you've been dancing since you were 9?
9,
yeah. Is that quite old or was that quite young to start?
It's older than a lot of children start, but she was always a promising young lady and she's done well with me, and nothing holds her back. You know, if it's tipping it down with rain and the only way she can get here is to walk, she comes in dripping wet and, you know, has always shown a great deal of enthusiasm.
You're very dedicated then, obviously.
Yeah.
How long have you been here in this studio? Because it looks quite new to me.
We only moved in November, so it's a very new venture for us. And what, about 150 different halls around Andover for the last 25
So
years.
considering you've only been doing it for 9 years and you haven't really had a stable place to dance, and you've done ever so well to get this position, and you're going to give us a little routine now, aren't you? To let all these people know exactly how good you are. Okay. That was lovely. Very brave doing that.
Thank you very much.
Just out of interest, when's the place vacant? When's it open?
Well, term starts on September the 7th.
Does it?
So it's a bit of a rush at the moment to try and get things done.
So we've got about 2 weeks at the moment to get some money together to get you there, because it's not just for the fees, is it, that you need?
Well, there's living in London, of course, because I can't travel to and from every day, so there's board that has to be paid for.
Yeah. You just did classical, wasn't it? Classical ballet.
Yeah.
Do you do other ballet as well?
I do modern dancing. I've done that for 3 years. I do tap dancing. I haven't done that for very long, so started about a year and a half ago.
Will you be doing all that at the academy as well?
Yeah, everything's continued, and there's a much wider things like pas de deux and choreography they do.
So you learn all the aspects of dancing, and not just the dancing itself. Well, what about the academics, in case some people out there are worried? You're just dancing.
I will be continuing with A-level there.
Oh, that's good then.
So,
anything in particular?
English and French.
You like French? Obviously the ballet moves are all in into French, aren't they? I learned French as well. Well, thank you very much. I hope it all goes well for you.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. This is Town TV and it's Bally Good.
Wonder where Clare is. She's not here tonight. She's done a runner, left me without the producer and Ron in the front here. So come to the pictures. Nice one, Clare. I'll see you later, mate.
Yeah, why didn't you bring me tomorrow night?
Because I didn't want to sit with you in the back of a car watching Dracula.
I watched Dracula. I didn't want to sit and watch Wade, but I've seen it already.
Anyway, so are you looking forward to this film?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've seen it before, but I must admit, the soundtrack's good on it.
I'm going to be gone before it gets dusk.
That's what they always say.
Anyway, Time TV viewers, have a good evening. I'm sure we will. And we'll see you after the commercial break.
Left my Rolls Royce parked up the top there. I'm now stood here talking with Dave Palmer. His wife actually owns this beautiful blue Cadillac that we've got parked beside us. But Dave actually owns the black Dodge funeral hearse and also the red Chevrolet. Dave, tell me, how long have you had the cars?
The Dodge, the hearse we've had for 3 years, and the red Chevy for 2. So they're a lot of fun.
Because Jenny's car actually was featured in the Diana Advertiser about 1988, was it not?
Yeah, that was a Christmas present. Completely wrapped up. Not just a bow on it like some people would do. We wrapped it completely on Christmas morning. She didn't have a clue that it was coming, and it just appeared outside the door.
So she's quite pleased with it?
Yeah, I've been in her good books for a little while.
So 5 years. Yeah. So we're going to take a look at the Chevrolet. What sort of engine have you got?
About 4 litre.
4 litre.
It's about 4 litre. It's right-hand drive because it was built in South Africa.
Yeah.
And 6-cylinder. It's not the top of the range. It's a cheap basic model, 4-door. But it's a lot of fun. We like it. I've wanted one of these since I was 17.
Do you do many like the vintage car sort of rally type things, and you take it around the country and that?
Most weekends.
So this is Dave's other machine. It's a black Dodge funeral hearse. Apparently David just informed me that it's still actually running as a fully operational hearse. Can you tell me more about that, Dave?
Well, we bought it basically to save it from being turned into a van. Some idiot was going to make a van out of it, which would have been totally wrong. It wouldn't have been the right sort of thing to do with the shape of vehicle. We rescued it. And because it's still fully equipped with all the rollers and the pegs to hold the coffin, we were approached to do a funeral. Some chap that was really interested in old cars and his wife wanted him to go in style. So we did the funeral. Actually went to Belgium on the proceeds on holiday. But and then we were approached again to do another funeral, so I've got no qualms about doing it.
So here we are, drive-in movie. Great event for Andover. What do you think of it?
It's very unusual for Andover to have anything as nice as this. I mean, it's going to be totally different for Andover. Normally, if we want anything exciting to do, we generally move out of the area and go to different places. But this, I mean, 210 putting it on, it's a good show. But we shall be back again tomorrow night with the hearse for the Dracula film.
Exactly, you're going to come for that one. I wanted to come tomorrow night, actually. I've already seen Wayne's World. I wanted to come see Bram Stoker's Dracula, but Alan the Dictator decreed differently.
Well, thank you very much.
You ever tried queuing for a burger? It's a nightmare. Look at it, they're all here. Millions of them. Feed Ethiopia for what you've got in here. Popcorn. You want popcorn? I've had my fill of popcorn. I had masses of it in that car earlier on. I don't really want to eat any more. Let's go and see what else we've got about. 210 over there, look. We actually put this together.
It was originally our promotions, head of our promotions department is American. Yeah. So naturally she's come forward with the idea to try it over in the UK. It's actually the first time I've ever heard of a drive-in movie in the UK. I've personally never been to one before. I don't know about yourself.
I've never been to one. No, it's first time for me. I haven't even got a car, to be honest with you.
So we decided that Andover was probably the place to hit first of all. We're quite out the way from most of the housing estates.
Yeah, because you've got the industrial estate around the back there. There's just sort of small houses there, so I mean, obviously most of them have actually turned up as well.
That's right. I just think that the atmosphere is terrific.
Well, it's on. We're sat here. We're watching. See you later, mate. Here we are. 11:30. I've got the last popcorn in the place. There's no popcorn left in here at all. Well, there's a few bits. I've had a really great night of movies. Wayne's World is a brilliant film. I'll see you again next week. Bye.